How are y'all dickheads doing? It is I, once again, Dick Record, coming to you live from the studio in New York City. There's something that I haven't done for a while, and it's a Leathercraft stream. And in addition to that, I need to finish this wallet. I started it like maybe 2 months ago, and then like I didn't pick up the rest of it. If you're following me on social media or if you're in the Discord, you've probably seen that I was working on a purse for my girlfriend. It's very pretty. Anyway, before we get into it, if you're new to the channel, like what you see, please like, share, and subscribe. More importantly, come over to twitch.tv/DickRecord. Link in the description where you catch streaming video games, Leathercraft, and other sort of nonsense every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from around 4 to around 8 Eastern Standard Time. But with that out of the way, part 2 of this long ladies clutch wallet. So I glued down part of this. The only part that really remains to be done is, well, there's a few things, right? One, there's a line of stitching that goes all the way around at 3/16 of an inch away from the outside, which we'll do from this side. I'm going to have to be very careful to make sure that all my stitches go straight through so that there's no wobbliness on this side. I'm going to try to do it all the way around, even though the ones that I've done before were middle to middle. Maybe I should do this middle to middle. No, that won't work. Maybe the best way to do this would actually go around, right? It'll take the longest amount of time that way, because this looks like it's about 2 to 3 linear feet, which is about like an hour and a half of just me stitching, which I probably should cut from the VOD, you know? But, I mean, that is what it is, right? It's just chiseling and stitching, chiseling and stitching. I do want to make the corners rounded, and in order to do that, I need to actually use my stitching chisels at an angle, at a 45-degree angle to. We'll show you how we get there in a moment. What's up, Ryan? How you doing? Yes, we're gonna do stitch lines all the way around here. I have to install the button over here, by the way. I should sand a little bit around the corner so that I can get this stitch line around here nice and neat. How you doing, Ryan? Your sister and you were talking. She shouldn't post her kid on socials or even let them see cable TV. So that's two different things, right? That is two different things. I kind of agree, actually. But I think regardless, what's going to happen is if your sister tries to prevent your nephew, right? Yeah, your nephew from like watching television, cable television. Make sure that's 3/16. Yeah, it's 3/16. Just show you guys it's 3/16. God, that's kind of shiny. They might resent her for it. You know what I mean? No, not snitch line. Stitch line. So I honestly want to say, like, she shouldn't like try to be so overbearing with like helicopter parenting, but like she should like make an active attempt to be involved in the content that her kids are absorbing, you know, because it does matter. It does matter. And there's a lot of stuff out there, and not all of it great, you know. Like I watched some of the things that I grew up with, and in retrospect, it's like, oh wow, they got away with murder there. Oh man, what was I watching? No, I was looking at this commercial for a Marvel thing on Disney Plus, and like there was actually blood and gore, and I was like kind of surprised that was there. All right, so 3/16 away from the corner, we just kind of drag our compass or wing divider along to draw those lines, right? It's not a permanent line, but it does give us like a guideline for where we're going to be stitching through. But yeah, no snitching unless somebody's getting hurt, guys. Remember that. Snitches get stitches, but if somebody's already getting hurt, then whoever needs to be snitched on needs to get put away. You know what I mean? Nah, I mean? All right, so we're actually doing it from there to there, right? And I'm going to use a ruler to get the, and an awl to get the space between. Let me get a awl. But yeah, I kind of agree with that too. Like the commercials that Disney has, sometimes it's just like, damn, that's a bit much. That's a bit much, you know. But again, like you don't want to overdo it because like kids tend to rebel against what their parents represent, and you don't want it to be like too much, right? Especially if like the parents are actually like trying to teach their child competent lessons, competent life lessons. You don't want to like scare them away. There's a few of these that we're gonna need. We're gonna need the 6. We're gonna need the 4. I should cover up the names. We're using our 5mm on center stitching chisels, which I bought on the internet. Working out and lurking because finish. Okay, what's ESG? I'm sorry, I don't know what an ESG is. Electrostatic discharge. Put down my mute board to absorb some of the sound. I have an anvil that I could put under here too, but I don't think we need to. I mean, honestly, I think that what's even more important than putting the kids in front of anything is just like spending time with them, right? Developing a positive relationship with them, right? Oh, so this is not on stream because I'm bad at this. Okay, so let me see. Maybe if I move this here, it's going to be less obnoxious. All right, so at the corners, we want to put 2 stitch holes using our 2-prong stitching chisel, right? 45-degree angle from the at the corner, and that'll allow us to have like we're going to use these guidelines to kind of inform as to where we're going to punch into here, right? We're going to do all 4 of these corners first. I'm going to try to do it very, 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 very deliberately, right? Stitch in there, pull out. Guys, it's very important to pull out when you have to. Again, do this corner, 45-degree angle, or the best you can manage, right? Typically, and the first time I did this, I actually didn't glue this down. I did the back separate from the front, and I think you do get a better result out of that. But for this one in particular, I'm experimenting with gluing it down first. I think it's going to be okay. There's also other reasons as to why I glued it down first, right? Which I can get into later. Okay, that's a little off, but it's not too bad. And we'll put this one here. Money is going out, then what? Oh. I mean, that's the thing though, Ryan. Sometimes these companies don't know that they're releasing bad stuff. They think that the plan is fine. And like Madam Web, right? Madam Web, I haven't seen it, but from what I understand, it's actually just kind of like more of the same, and it's just a fine film. It's just everyone's complaining because it's like it's not to the same level that they got to experience the Avengers film with, And like not every film can be like top 10, because even if even if you release a film that's as good as something that would previously came out, right? It's not as good as it because it came out after the fact. I feels dry. How you doing? That's the thing, Goosey. You gotta, you gotta, what's it called? Learn from the mistakes that you see that, like your folks are making. And then you go like, well, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna be better, right? Environmental, social, and governance. Huh. You don't trust people in your family at all. Oh, is it that bad? We're going to make these initial pokes as kind of a guide up and down these things for each side, because we want everything to look symmetrical. On the opposite side of this, and you may see that this is like there's this line right here. That's because of the creasing, right? But we want it to be kind of like on this side, we want everything to look like it's even and centered with the middle, right? And the best way to do that is to actually approach from one side and then the other, and then try to meet in the middle. Just some of the many micro decisions that you make when producing any wallet, right? Always If you play in them, oh god. Oh god, feels. So like you're not getting the money. What? That's so weird. Hey Guala Gala, how you doing? So I'm right now I'm making what's called a ladies clutch wallet. Oh god. What is this? I did some changes to like my interfaces on Twitch, and everything is just weird looking now. And I don't know how to feel about it. I don't know how to feel about any of that shit. It's I was gonna make a Rita Repulsa joke. You know, not joke, but you guys know Rita Repulsa, right? I mean not personally, but right now we're doing the stitching chisel lines, right? Or rather the stitch lines. I have to punch these holes. I do this every time. Just very gingerly go plop. Let's see, that's 4 down, right? Oh no, that's 3. Hold on. Yeah, that's 3. I'm gonna do 3 and 3, and then we'll see where the stitch lines end up from there. Or these punches end up from there. Tap. We're just tapping lightly, even though it does go into the leather enough. Oh, Jesus Christ. To make a mark that's kind of permanent. But I'm not too worried about it on this side. Or on either side, rather. Did this not even go through? Oh, it didn't really go through. Okay. So we've more or less found the middle, right? And so from here, I'm actually just going to pick that part right there. And we're just going to punch through there. And that'll be the center. We went all the way through, right? Give it another tap. Cool. Cool. Oh god, if my girlfriend were here, she'd be going on about everybody's fucking zodiacs, and I'd be like, shh, nobody gives a shit. Kidding. She's really fond of zodiac, and it's just like, you know what my zodiac says about me, hon? And she's like, what? And it's just like, absolutely fucking nothing. Hey, what's up, Tricky Ricky? You're a Capricorn? I don't even know what I am. I don't like to give away my birth month on here or birthday because I don't want people to what's it called? Get generous, you know what I mean? Place the cockpits when they form the Megazord. You mean in the chest? You guys ever play what was it called? Zone of the Enders? There's in the main character's robot, the Jehudi or the Zehudi, depending on how you want to take your ancient Egyptian pronunciations / spellings. The cockpit is literally the penis. Hey, what's up, Negatron? How you doing, buddy? I saw the Chun-Li bracelets, as well as the God, were those Mega Man boots? Those look like there's so much stuff for doing footwear. I have yet to even try footwear, sir. Oh, and the oh god, what was it? I was actually surprised to see them. The jewelry holders. Those are really nice, actually. I'm afraid to do footwear. I'm gonna be perfectly honest because like there's so much that needs to be like accounted for, right? And I know how to make sneakers. I do. It's just I'd have to get a last, and I have to buy the rubber outsoles. I have designs and everything drawn up, and it's like I saw this thing and I kind of like want to make it look like that, but also like with a little bit of my stupid what's wrong with my brain type design shit. So with Gatorade, oh my god, feels dry. I like to make fun of her and go like, oh my god, I ran over that guy because I'm an asparagus and that's just how I am. Essentially telling her like I don't trust how people use their zodiac as essentially licensed to do stuff and then say, "Oh, it was out of my control because I'm a this, I'm a that." And it's like, no, the fuck, it wasn't. You made that decision, okay? You modeled a 3D plastic flip flop to glue in and made straps with thin foam and Velcro. No, I'm not making Birkenstocks. Oh God, no, they were gonna be like sneakers, like kind of like Chucks, but without the weird plastic cap toe. If that makes any sense. So wait, thin foam and Velcro. Wait, so they're flip flops underneath? Because I can only imagine that like being on the convention floor. Then again, you're wearing a whole ass Mega Man X costume, or what? No, they were red, right? So that's Zero's. That's Zero's boots. So that's already tiring. You got to be taking a lot of breaks regardless. And then Zero has like that weird diaper thing. Oh God. Hey, what's up, Dave? I learned recently that a gecko named Dave is actually a changeling and not 100% a gecko. I do not know how to feel about that, but I do feel better about that than anybody who tries to hide behind their fucking zodiac. How are you doing, Dave? Hey, what's up, Mike? How is everything going? How was everybody's weekends? Please let me know if the music's too loud. I know the hammering's going to be a bit loud. That's just something we're all going to have to deal with. Oh, okay. So they basically go on top of their current shoes. That's good then. That's good. That's good. That's good. Okay. You know, talking about it does kind of remind me though of those. I don't know if you guys have seen Mischief made these Astro Boy boots, and they're basically like these big hollow foam things. Apparently, they're not terrible to wear. They just look ridiculous. I catch up on chat. They have the soles under the flats you printed. Huh. It's well that you came in on Blowfish Man's raid. Aw, thank you for joining with the raid, though. It's just, you know what? You know what? You know what, Negatron? It's just I hate the Zodiac stuff. Well, I hate it. I just like it. Just I'm sorry. I'm probably gonna like offend people by saying it reeks of bullshit. I don't know. And I told my girlfriend like she doesn't get to hide behind her Zodiac as a reason to act toxic. So don't start acting toxic, hun. So far, she hasn't been toxic. You know, she's just been pretty normal, which I'm very thankful for. Actually, a year into it. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for a normal person, not like a fucking psycho. You know? We're gonna do the same thing to the other side, right? Ollie, I don't know if you're still here, but if you are, I don't want to keep you from like, because obviously you rated out for a reason. I don't want to keep you from like grabbing food or taking a break. So please do not feel the need to stick around if you got to run. You know, raid and fade is okay, dude. Also, I was thinking about it. I really need to set up a time to play Dungeons and Dragons with you guys. There's this arcade game called Dungeons and Dragons: Shadow of Mystara, and it's one of the greatest beat 'em ups I've ever played in an arcade. And I needed to spread the gospel, and I bought people copies of it, and I was like, we gotta fucking play together. I need people to play with, not like that, not in a weird way. Everybody, shut up. It's not weird. I'm not trying to be weird. I'm not. I'm not. You were sick and you have God, you know the weather's changing so fucking rapidly. I saw a mosquito yesterday, and I like it landed on Summer, and like I'm like fumbling in the corner, staring at it, trying not to break eye contact with it, trying to load the batteries into my bug zapping wand, right? Like a gun. Like I'm trying to fumble and load bullets into a shotgun. Just like fucking don't break eye contact with that fucking thing. Keep your eyes on it. Fucking trying to put these batteries in there like fucking shells. And it's little like don't it's still there. It's still there. It's still there. Summer don't move. Summer don't move. Summer don't move. We got it. Music's good. Okay. Cooking food. Oh, don't let it burn. I keep forgetting that. Not keep forgetting, but I've forgotten recently a few times that I've had the stove on, and that's been cause for concern for me. You know what, Negatron? I agree with that actually, because like, so long as like nothing bad comes of it, right? There are toxic people out there that use it as license to do toxic shit, and it's just like that's not, you know, that's my concern. Okay, so that's the midpoint right there. We're gonna just do that there by hand. Put that right through. Okay, pull that out, and then we could just start punching through from the bottom or from the middle out. What am I doing? I usually find it easier to mark the holes with the 6 and then punch the holes with the 4, usually. And for the single holes, obviously, the 1, and for the 2s, the 2. But listen, it's just physics, baby. Slippery when wet signs. Oh god. Oh my god. Don't be a dirty slut. You're married. Your wife's gonna be like, I can't believe what a whore I've married. And then she'll probably be like, well, at least this keeps him off of me for like 20 minutes. So I guess it's fine. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm going to jail. I'm going to jail. She knew what she was getting into. Aww. I mean, that's good. That means that you guys have good communication. That means you guys have very good communication. Communication is key. That and knowing a good safe word. You guys don't have a good safe word, you're gonna get into a load of trouble, right? Everybody, I want you all tonight, this is your homework, come up with a safe word for your partner, if you have one. It could be something as terrible as asparagus. I'm kidding, asparagus is actually fine. I'm out of asparagus, though. I do have some, I think it's yu choy from the Chinese market. Very, it's like, I want to say broccoli adjacent. Some people confuse it with Chinese broccoli, but it's not technically that. Just put this in there. Okay. Pull that out. Our safe word is pseudo-hypoparathyroidism. Pseudo-hypoparathyroidism. Well, at least you'll never not understand it unless like, you know, you're doing the whole mashing her face into a pillow thing. I'm kidding. I think, you know, I think that people, when who are toxic, they do try to like hide it behind like a bunch of stupid shit. It was just like, I don't know if it was just like a bunch of Zodiac memes that I saw that was like that, or what, where it was just like this is people that follow the Zodiac trying to justify absolutely insane takes with because I'm a this, because I'm a that, and it's just like, oh my god, that's not how logic works at all. You know what I mean? My girlfriend knows that I will not fall for that shit. It's like, baby, don't you ever fucking be crazy, all right? Can't handle that. If anyone's gonna be crazy in this relationship, it's me after 3 Red Bulls. Move this back to 4. We're doing the one side here, and it looks like the button is gonna be. I'm actually doing this 4 back. It looks like the button's gonna be like there, or rather, the midpoint's gonna be there. So, whoops, put this like right here ish. Actually, hold on. No, it's not enough space there. Yeah, let's do it from here. It's gonna be a little wide, but I think that that's fine. Just tap that in there ever so lightly, right? Red Bull gives you I mean, it could. You never know. It's called mania. I sent this to someone the other day. I saw this meme about fuck, what was it? That they have to that as when they were younger they used to enjoy WrestleMania, and now as an adult they have to WrestleMania. That was a fun pun. Fun pun. Is the yellow thing underneath hard gel? It's like a so that's my rubber damping board. It's just it's a piece of rubber, right? It's clear rubber. It does a few things, right? It prevents me from jamming my hard metal tools into my cutting board because the cutting board is very specifically for cutting, right? It's self-healing, but only if you cut with like blades kind of like into it, right? Like this is fine. But if I jam one of these tools into this surface, it'll leave a hole there forever. And I don't want that when I'm cutting and I need a flat surface, right? There's that. Also, because the rubber surface does absorb shock, so it kind of it dampens the sound ever so slightly. This could be a lot louder. As I smack my camera. We'll put that on the bloopers reel. There is no bloopers reel. This was over here. Everything moved. I don't understand myself. My brain. Just pull that out. Everybody, I'm doing a lot of pulling out today. I'm gonna make sure I got these holes in here. Okay. It's okay, guys, if you have to pull out. Just make sure. Make sure everyone's on board for that. Also, I'm starting to notice that like even though I've been using this mallet for like only a year, it's actually developed its first chip, you know? I thought that I must have hit it at a weird angle. And it does look like the edges or the corners are like the best place for it to develop chips, right? But holy shit. Holy shit, guys. You know, I'm not hitting it the most correctly on, if that makes any sense, like the most dead on. It's mostly because of the camera. I'm so sorry, guys. It's mostly because of the camera. I don't want to like hit the camera full bore, right? When I do this stuff off stream, it's like 2 or 3 taps, right? When I'm doing it on stream, you see me do like a bunch of light taps. Because it has to go all the way through. Otherwise, you know, we're not through. And if it's not through, I can't stitch through. Okay. Let's get this edge. I really like the Persona 5 soundtrack. I've been meaning to play Persona 4. Persona 3 load just came out, right? So far behind. This is one of the reasons why I feel like I don't really need to get games when they come out. Even though like there is that weird not weird. There's that excitement, right? Like Mike over there is, I don't know if he's live right now, but he's been playing Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and that shit looks amazing, and it's a massive game, and I'm like not even worried about spoilers, not because I don't expect like myself to be spoiled, right? But because the game looks so big that I'm probably gonna forget what anybody's up to, right? Like I'm seeing things that like I vaguely remember from original 7, right? It's just like, oh man, that's right. There was a weird muscle guy that ran the carnival. No part of that sentence makes any sense out of context. But it's also like currently it's a PS5 exclusive because they're really trying to push that system. but I can wait until I can get it for PC and then install all of the lascivious mods I want to into that game and then not stream it because, I can't show you guys all the weird mods I'm gonna put in there. I should have sanded this off stream. I'm like realizing like now. And also, that might have been incorrect to put that hole there. When the Red Bull's really cold or when the water's really cold? See, I've a lot of people have like recommended Persona 4 to me. And I've even seen Cherry's like he played through it like so many times he got all the achievements for it. You know? Cause like he was just like, I'm just gonna get him, fuck it. Which reminds me, by the way, we were talking about getting all the achievements in Wedding Witch the other day. And I was like looking at my Steam library at what was installed currently. And I looked at Wedding Witch and it said 38 out of 39 achievements. So I was just like, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that I'm one away from getting every achievement in this game? And it was the one where you have to get hit less than 10 times. So I just played through it on like normal, and I got it. And so I have all the achievements in Wedding Witch, guys. I'm one of those fucking weirdos now. It's just slippery. It kind of is, isn't it? God, you know what though? I'm gonna be perfectly honest. Like that stuff's like fine. Like a little bit of slippery surfaces are fine when you're like younger. When you're older, those things suck. The first time I slipped in the snow was the first time I realized I hated snow and I was no longer a child. You know, it's just like, man, this goddamn snow is trying to kick my butt. Stupid ass snow. We're almost done with this line of stitching. We're going all the way around. I'm trying to remember how I did it for the other ones that I made. Because I made two like this. I made one for my mother. That was the prototype. And then I made another one of these off stream to put in the shop. And it's made with the purple leather. Actually, that reminds me, maybe I can get that and refer to it. You've never had an energy drink? I don't recommend starting. Like, they're just sort of, they're full of caffeine. I'll be right back. So I did make another one off stream, right? Either pain for some days or yeah. That's when I was just like, man, I hate the snow. So I did make another one off stream. This is in the Badalasi Carlo purple, right? I changed a little bit of the design. This one's just like kind of an oval, and then I realized this kind of looks like an eye. It just needs an iris, so I added the iris to this version of the design. I actually do kind of like how it's very like ooh. Anyway, so I did the stitching on this already, and I wanted to refer to it to determine how I am supposed to do it for this, and that's what I did. I used the midpoint on both sides as the starting point, and I brought it to the other midpoint, and then brought a few over, and then finished it. Perfect, which means that I can do this in two sets of like 1 foot thread, right? We're almost out of this, and I forgot to bring the other one. Hold on. I got a brand new thing of thread here. But we're going to try to use up the rest of this. Yeah, like, honestly, so the thing about energy drinks is that, like, you just have to be careful not to overindulge. Mainly because they do sort of screw up what your body expects in terms of, like, chemical ingestion, right? They're not gonna kill you individually per se, but I don't know. Just be careful, like with anything, realistically. Oh, and for the thread, what I typically do is I take the length of how long I'm going to be stitching, and then I more or less triple to quadruple it. I quadrupled it this time mainly because some of these parts are pretty thick, and I don't want to have to like restart. Restart. Oh God. It reminds me of how GameCube F-Zero. It used to sound like that game would call you a slur every time you fell off the side of the thing. There were so many of those old games where the audio was just crunchy enough that it sounded like it was saying something different from what the game probably intended, to the point where, like, I think in re-releases of Nintendo 64's Super Mario 64, they actually removed the "so long Bowser" line. I'm omitting a term that's in there because it's not a slur, but like it's just sort of like, oh, it people accepted it as a pejorative, and I don't want to spread that. Just like I'm not saying what slur it sounded like the F-Zero game was calling me every time we fucking fell off the track. We were talking about it in front of my in front of a friend's girlfriend though back in the day, and she's like, "Who called you up?" I was just like, "No, it's the game." She got like real upset and disgusted, like, "Oh, are we gonna fucking throw down?" Uh they got married. I'm actually really happy for him. She's a fighter, you know. There's an energy drink rehab center. Is it that bad? I honestly think that coffee is not as bad as energy drinks, but like realistically, it's kind of a pick your poison situation, right? I personally do drink coffee. I try to limit my amount of coffee intake, especially during this current time where, again, unemployed, still looking, still sending out resumes and everything. But here's the part where some of this is not going to get 100% on stream simply because I am bad at that. We're gonna try. All right, so we're going through the back, right? This is important. We pull two things through, right? One next to the other. Pull them all the way through. You pull them all the way through. Let's show this over here, even though it's less visible, but whatever. I'm using it as a shortcut. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit. We're shortcutting through the personal camera. So we want this to be roughly the same length, right? It doesn't have to be exact, but because I'm OCD, it does have to be exact. Haha. Baited you. I baited you. I baited you. Okay. Because so the thing that I don't mind about coffee, and why I think it's slightly better, is because if you try to read the ingredients of like an energy drink, it's just, oh my god. The aspartame part's like enough to turn me off, right? You know what? I bought a stitching pony. Let me see if I can get this on stream. This is a stitching pony. What it does is it holds things in place so that I can stitch them, right? Let me see if I can get this on stream. I was going to get the angled one, and nope, I cannot. I was going to get the angled one, the one that I could like clip to the edge of this, but then I realized like I'm going to use that one less than I would like one that's just for me to use. Maybe I could do this and just clasp it between my legs. Hold on. Because this stitching pony, I've been holding off on getting one, and it's been absolutely amazing. Which way am I going? Hold on. Hold on. I know I gotta read chat. I'm sorry, guys. That's the middle. We're going that way. Okay. We put the thing in there. We close it. It doesn't hold it too tight. And then, can I get that on there? No, I can't. Cool. Cool. All right, that's not working. All right, let go. Let go. Give me that shit. We're just gonna struggle. We're just gonna struggle bust through this. I don't know if I agree, but I have made some nice things, haven't I? I feel like, but thank you for the compliment, Hunter. I feel like, what's it called? This is actually really hard to even like show on stream. That wasn't what I was gonna say though. I feel like it. I spent way longer on that first bag than I think it should be required, because that bag, the one that I posted in the Discord, and if you're following me on social media, you've seen it. That bag took 40 hours, right? Which was kind of exhausting. But also, if you really think about it, that's a work week. Somebody did ask me, like, "Are you selling this?" And I'm like, "I don't plan to make another one, but if I had to sell this, I would have to charge." And like I told her like over $2,000 in labor, and then like another two something in materials. And the only response was like, "Sheesh." I'm very thankful they didn't say anything like shitty, like how the fuck do you expect people to buy that, blah blah. And I have heard people say that, even within this community, where it's just like, that's too expensive. It's like, I understand, but also like, I mean, we're talking about labor in the U.S. versus labor in like a place where they exploit labor costs, right? And exploit NAFTA. But that's not what I was getting at. The thing is, it's just like, I think it's too much. I gave it to my girlfriend. She's like, "You could sell bags and make bags and sell those." I'm like, "I'd have to charge 2,000." And she was like, "Louis Vuitton does it." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm not Louis Vuitton, right? I don't." And the reason why Louis Vuitton can is because, like, they're centuries old. I think they started in the 1800s as a like a horse bridle, or a horse equipment boutique. And that was like the thing that the wealthy people like doing. And so when other people could afford it, like, since wealthy people tend to set trends, it's always been the case, guys. It's always been the case that wealthy people set trends. Um, you know, that became the thing to do. And so like people wanted Louis Vuitton, they wanted Coach, Again, they're all companies that used to just work in horse um bridle stuff and horse tackle or whatever the fuck it's called. Sorry, I'm not reading chat. Oh, yeah, I've never. No, that's not true. I have done an overnight shift, and I will say this, guys. Oh God. So and an energy drink will, like, because it's specially formulated, it's specifically to give you that kind of energy. But holy shit, please, if you can, try not to do overnight shifts. Those fuck you up so much. Hey, move this. Yeah, I think so too, and that's good. Oh God, if you can compare, right? The first project I made on this channel, which is ironically right here. I was thinking about it the other day. This is the first thing that I made on this channel, and it was almost a year ago. It was like January 15, 16, right? This was the first project, and it was literally just, I didn't even set the buttons right. Like, this thing came right off. It's supposed to not move off. It was basically a thing to hold my needles, because when I bought a kit, the needles fucking like came in a plastic vial, and the vial shattered. So like I spent the first couple of like weeks even still finding loose needles in there. And I made this to like hold them all. And I've since thrown out most of them because I bought these John James needles. That are specifically made for leather crafting, and they're fantastic. I like, even though they're pointed, they're somewhat blunt pointed. So like I actually, like, unless I push really really hard, I can't stab myself. Right? They're made in England, so like, I'm supporting manufacturing in a country where somebody's not being exploited for their labor. And they're just a fantastic product. Hashtag not sponsored. Just something that I really really think is a good product, right? And as a result, like, like I got rid of all the old ones. And so, like, that thing's just full of my John James needles. I even have extras because I think I paid like maybe $7 for 25 needles, and I put 16 of them in there, and like there's still like another 9 in a package. Oh God. It is branding too, and I do need to like figure out like a brand name. I'm like realistically, I'm not gonna go with Dick Record Heavy Leather or whatever, right? Like I'm not gonna go with Foreskins. I'm not gonna go with a joke name. I literally can't. I don't think the brand will even be taken seriously if I do that. Now there are brands that are taken seriously, despite that, solely because it's like it's mostly hype, like you know, like Supreme, which was a skatewear brand, right? You know, but I'm not in the skatewear sphere, right? Fear of God is another one, right? Bathing Ape, right? But I'm not them. And my product is more about craft and what's it called? Integrity. Uh, I'm not saying that they don't have integrity, but you know what I'm saying. Like it's just like this is about something that I've made, something I've designed, something that I see through to the from the start to the end. You know. Um, but yeah, that's why I don't have like a brand stamp, right? If I had a brand name to, if I figured out a brand name, I'd figure out a logo, and then I'd figure out the stamp, and then I'd commission the stamp, and then every product that I sell from henceforth would have that stamp on it. And I don't have that stamp. I need to figure out the brand name. I've been racking my brain about that shit, you know, while still working on product, because I mean, like, it's weird to think about, but ever since I started this, I uh I do need something to stand out, but also something that's like not too ostentatious. I was thinking about it the other day. I've developed like I have I gave my mother one of the wallets. I gave her one of these clutch wallets. I have my bifold wallet. I have this wallet, and I think there's like a fifth, the card holder. So ever since I started working on projects on this stream, I've developed 5 wallets, right? A passport holder, which is a type of travel wallet, right? So I guess 6 wallets. You know, like there's a line of products that's slowly getting developed, right? Um, I made my first purse, right? My first satchel. I'm working on a portfolio holder for myself. And at first, that started off as just being like this flat thing that I put inside of something else. But I realized that should be the bag. Like it should be a bag by itself that just like holds my stuff. So you know, I already bought the leather for that too. I picked out a nice deep red Badalasi Carlo pull-up leather. Same company that makes the leather that I use for the purse, except this is a deep red. They call it a Bordeaux. So it's like kind of adjacent to a red wine, and it looks gorgeous. I've made like one thing with it. Actually, if you're curious, it's the it's the jewelry holder. But yeah, like and so I forgot to mention it earlier. Like with branding, the idea to like have a separate brand, a brand separate of the name of this channel actually came to me from Negatron, actually, who operates Ghostwood Customs on, and he sometimes like makes products on his channel, and like he shares pictures of them on social media. They're all amazing. It's all cosplay stuff, but he also did like some jewelry holders and everything, and those are actually pretty nice too. um but yeah, like when I saw that he was going by Ghostwood, I was like, that actually makes sense, right? Because like I don't think anybody's gonna want something that says dick on it. You know what I mean? Like, regardless. CNC cut logo. Yeah, that's what I was planning on getting. I can get like one on Etsy made out of brass for around. They go around for around like what, 40 to 70 depending. Um, and then like you could also get like enhanced packages where it's like, oh yeah, this comes with the heating element so that you plug it in, and then like it heats itself up to the point where you can like then press it in without having to like put this over a fire. Or you could just get like this one that you just put it over a fire, or you can get this one where you just like hammer it onto the side and it makes the impression of it into the leather. Because leather, um I'm going to use the term plastic. It's plastic in so much that like as derived from the Greek word plastikos, right? It's able to change and be reformed, right? Leather can be treated like a plastic in that way. And so, you know, all you need is like actually just pressure, right? I could hammer it in. Well, thank you, Hunter. I still like, I absolutely think they're way too much work to set up for. Like every time I do Leathercraft off stream, it's just so much quicker and I get to start and stop whenever I need to, right? Uh I really, really like I know that like people enjoy these. And I enjoy them too, and I enjoy like talking out, you know, like the methods and everything and brainstorming, and I feel like we're brainstorming right now. But it's just, oh my god. I wish it was, I wish it was a lot less work to set up for these, you know? And it's because like when I stream from the same place that you see me do the video game stream. So like right now I'm right next to my computer in my bedroom, you know? I haven't really done much to I don't even know if I could, right? Like set up another space outside of this room to record and stream Leathercraft stuff. I drink something. I don't trust myself to do that, Ryan. Hey, what's up, Doan? I really don't trust myself to do that, Ryan, because one, I've never soldered anything. I'm not like good with solder. I also would be worried about the lead content because like, you know, most there's a lot of soldering compounds that are lead lead based. How's everything going, Doan? I saw that you're planning your first subathon. Now that you've reached 1,000 followers. Congratulations, by the way. It's such a hard hurdle to get over. I'm still working on mine. I keep, it feels like my numbers keep going down every time they go up ever so slightly, you know? Oh yeah, that's the idea, Hunter, but like I haven't figured out the logo, you know what I mean? And I'm not going to do the Dick Record versus Retro games one, not because it's too complex, but because like I think that if I ever set up a shop, it would have to be somewhat divorced of, you know what I mean? It feels more correct to do it that way. Next stop is partner for you, Doan. And you hit partner, and you're gonna forget about all those little guys. um, but yeah, how's it feel? How's it feel, dude? I I do know that you're a good guy, right? And the community that you fostered over there, you know, like you have a great community to vibe with. So it makes sense that like you've managed to pull it off, you know? Um Soldering iron is a heating tool. Those pistol ones wire that is bridged. Oh yeah, but I'm just like I'm not good with like any of that stuff, and also I have like this weird, not weird. It's not weird to be afraid of burning yourself, but I do have like this apprehension towards like burning myself or working with anything that involves electronics, right? I was talking with Simeon Soda, and he was like telling me like that my RAM should be seated in slots 2 and 4, and like I looked in my PC and it looked like they were in slots 1 and 3. So I was just like, he was like, well, you got to fix that. I was like, I don't know if I can, because like usually when I clean out my PC, I remove it from my room because I have carpeting and blah blah blah. I don't want to get it like static. I don't want to get the static in there and ruin the whole PC. And so he was like, it should be fine. Like, you know, you just got to ground yourself, blah blah. Um, I long story short, I opened it up. They were seated in 2 and 4. I'm just very apparently blind, and I do need to wear my glasses. Um, why is this not going in? Come on, go in. Go into the hole. The hole is your home. When I was stitching together the strap for my girlfriend's purse, every time I pulled it like super duper tight, like you see me pulling every time I do a stitch here, since the depth of the strap was like an inch wide, it actually curled because I did one side at a time, so I had to like do the other side, and then I had to like pull both the whole thing at the end. Oh god, it was so weird. I was just like, why? Why am I like this? I'm just too strong. Damn it, feels. Oh, don't. Thank you. So what do you have planned for the subathon? Part of me thinks, well, not thinks, part of me has to assume that you're gonna be going like really long and hard. Long and hard. Because that's how I know the Doan streams to be. I can't tell you how many times like I've seen you just like it's like he's still on. Like I'll go in for a lurk, and then like, then I'll go take care of some things, do some things, come back, and it's like 8 p.m. my time, and it's just like, Doan's still on. Isn't it like 6 in the morning over there? You know what? He's crazy. I keep forgetting he's crazy. Yeah, yeah. Feels Dry was communicating to me that like to make sure that I put them either in 1 and 3 or 2 and 4, because that's how the channels work for RAM. And so I thought I put them in 1 and 3 because I thought that that's where they were originally, when I replaced the RAM. And so Simeon Soda had me open up the whole thing, and then when I opened it up, I was just like, oh, they are in 2 and 4. Oh, good. Then he had me do some BIOS stuff because, my God, you would think that updates would take care of BIOS stuff. You got burned once when 2 battery. Ugh. Oh, see, that's what I would do too, Ryan. I'd be like, I wouldn't think, and I would just like touch it and be like, fuck. And then I would have like, like just like on the tip of my finger, there'd be like a little like cock and 2 balls burned in there. Hey, Jenny, how you doing? All the goals met with the minimum amount of subs. 35 hours? Ay, Christ. That's all I gotta say is that's a lot of cocaine, man. I'm kidding. 35 hours. I don't even like to be awake for more than 35 hours. Holy shit. Guys, all right. You know what? I know that you can handle it. I just know that I can't handle it. Another reason why I don't think I can pull off a subathon. Yeah, let's do a subathon, but for like 3 minutes. Oh god. No, I'm not gonna do that. Holy shit. 35 hours. Giving me, I feel like I'm getting a nosebleed thinking about that. Holy Christ. Absolute mad lad. You got your hair done and the lady was awful? Fuck it. Kick her in the... I was gonna say kick her in the balls. Violence is not the answer, but sometimes it makes you feel better. Violence isn't the answer, guys. It truly isn't. But my god. What the fuck was... Why? Like, I don't understand that, right? Because, like, you're in customer service, Like, why be a jerk? Why be a jerk? Do you want a negative Yelp review? Is that what you want? Do you want somebody to go like, don't ask for this woman. She's just the whole time. And then she did this, and then she did this, and then she did this. She reeked of cigarette smoke, and then this, and then this, and then also, she stopped to talk with her friend, and that was like 15 minutes. Then she disappeared in the back, and then she came back, and her hands were greasy, and they smelled like fucking Buffalo Wild Wings. # not sponsored. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. It's like people don't understand what business they're in. Wait, what? Your boy? Are you still with Michael? She might have balls. You never. That's fair. You know what? The only way to find out is to start kicking. I'm kidding. Shabazz, you're headed to bed? All right, dude. You have sweet dreams, my man. Have sweet dreams of I was gonna say this kind of looks like coconut, right? But I know it's not, and it is not fun to eat because it's wax and polycord. So don't do that. Have sweet dreams of fuck. I guess of fuck. Have sweet dreams of fuck. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She was the least social person you've met. Like, I mean, you know, sometimes people just want to get a haircut, right? But like, I bet it does look fucking cute too, which is like, you know, some guys are like real bad about that too. It's just like they either like they don't catch when their partner like some people I should say it's not just the guys, but some people are like pretty bad at like noticing that their significant other had like a change. Like, oh my god, you got Botox. Oh, you look so inhuman, but it looks good on you. The Botox or in you, I guess, right? Like it's an injection. Yeah, no, it looks good. Excuse me, I'm gonna go over here for a minute. I don't like Botox. I think it's so gross looking. I'm sorry. You're gonna go to lurk mode? Alright, Doan. Thank you for the lurk. You have a good evening. We'll be here. It was your first since 2019. It should be more of an event then. Shit. It's been 5 years, homegirl. You should have celebrated. You should have got a cake, right? You should have got like a nice cake and been like have it decorated so that like every slice is like it looks like you're cutting out hair, right? Right, but not like not like hyper realistic hair because you don't want your cake to look like hair. You know what I mean? Not because any of the slices that are cut off will just look like disconnected pubic mounds, but you know, I feel like it's not appetizing unless you're in the mood. I guess you know. I'm just see that bush and like, what? What happened? What were we talking about? I don't know what you guys are. What are you guys saying? You're drunk. Give me your keys. Uh, I. This is like the first year. That reminds me. This is like the first year where I don't think I have to file my taxes because I did not make like enough to file my taxes, which is like both cool. I don't have to pay my accountant, but also sad because I didn't make enough to like need to file. You know, it's just like, oh, that's kind of depressing. Not that it hasn't happened before. Like there were long periods of time where I was just like not employed, right? But so I guess I'm less stressed over this tax season. But you curled it. Wait, like you had them curl it, or did you curl it after the fact because you couldn't deal with that fucking woman? Was I was assuming that your hairdresser is female, right? Was it a lady? I feel like I feel like I've never been to a hairdresser, right? Wait, no, yes I have. I went to one once, and that was because I had like really long hair during high school, and I wanted to get something cool done. And my hairdresser was just like, "Well, what do you want?" And I was just like, I'm here to ask you what I should get." And he's like, "Well, what do you want?" And it's just like this. It went nowhere. It went nowhere. I never went back. It was my mom's hairdresser too, and he's like this like cool looking dude and everything, but he's just like, well, what do you want? It's just like, well, what should I get? You're the hairdresser, you know hairstyles. I don't know fucking hairstyles. I don't know. Never went back. I never went back. My mother went. I think she's, even though she moved, she still like will make appointments to see him. You curled it yourself. Okay. Yeah, because I like real talks. Like I wouldn't want to deal with that 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 person any longer. She smelled like cream cheese. Aw, I was close with the Buffalo Wild Wings. I was close. Sometimes you got the blue cheese dressing. It helps to make the odor of or not the odor, the spiciness go away. There were 2 burn marks. No, not 2. There were burn marks on her station. You think she like left the curling iron on for too long? What the fuck is up with that? It's like, nah, she accidentally set someone on fire. Maybe, or maybe she inherited her station. Was she always there? It was a substantial. Oh, burn, Jesus. Maybe ask for a different hairstylist next time. Now that you know, be like, yeah, I don't want to talk to whatever her name is, Eileen, let's say, because that's kind of a boring name. Pretty hairdressy name. You know what's funny? My girlfriend was over, and Summer kept insisting on doing her hair. She kept insisting on it. Like, she would lie down next to her and be like she was trying to groom my girlfriend. I was like, oh, she's trying to do your hair. And then I told her how, like, the story was after I came back from Japan, she told me that I was gone for so long. She ended up getting married. She didn't know where I was. She got married. She had kids, put her kids through college as a hairstylist, and now she's retired. And I was like, that all happened while I was gone for 2 weeks. And she was like, did it really? Okay. So you have kids now, but they're gone. They went away to college. It's already paid because you were a hairstylist. Good baby. Good baby. So like, you know, my cat's a hairstylist now, apparently, and she put 2 kids through college as a hairstylist, and now she's retired. I guess that's how that works. She works with chemicals frequently. Well, I mean, a lot of hair stuff it's like weird chemicals. Like my mother has like all these bottles of like different types of stuff to put in her hair. Like, oh, this is a dry shampoo. What's wrong with the wet shampoo? It washes out the color too fast when I get my hair dyed. Okay. So you just don't bathe instead. That's reasonable. Ashlyn. Oh god. You know what though? That's the kind of name of somebody who likes to LARP. So like maybe she really enjoys LARPing and she's a cool person when she's LARPing. But anything that keeps her away from LARPing, like her daytime job, right? Like I could see her LARPing as like a high elf ranger, right? Because she read a Dritz Durden book when she was younger and she thought that shit was badass, and R.A. Salvatore is the greatest American author. I don't know if R.A. Salvatore is an American author. But this is her story, not mine. Oh god. That's pretty tone deaf, I'll say that. It's like, read the room, lady. No, I'm gonna ask this one again. Holy shit. Maybe she didn't want a tip. Maybe that was it. Maybe she was like, that was her way of telling you that she doesn't like tips. Maybe that was her way. People communicate things in different ways, and all we can do is respect them. Oh god. Yeah, she seems not like the best at what she does. I wouldn't hold it against her though, because you're never gonna see her again, likely. I mean, like, I wouldn't go back, right? I would never go back to that woman. I'd be like, yeah, cool. Well, have a nice life. I might not be logging into Yelp on my way back home to let the internet know how incompetent this place is. No, that's some Karen shit. I don't know. The only time that I've ever really like left reviews, and it's always because it's like a negative experience, but it's been like a super negative experience. There was this one time I was with an ex. We went to this local place because she liked it there. For before she went back to Japan, we went there for dinner, you know, like the last night that she's here. And party of two, they put on the bill a gratuity. They added it to the bill on a party of two. They added a gratuity for a party of two. And I was like, okay, I guess I don't have to calculate that now. Sure. So I give them the card, and they return the my card with the thing that I'm supposed to sign with the with a line for the tip. But I knew that they were going to try something because they added the gratuity there, almost as if to see like if I was paying attention or not, right? And so it just showed a lump sum at the bottom with a plus tip line and a note inside saying, "We appreciate tips in cash." And so I drew a smiley face in the tip line and wrote out the regular amount. And then I left a negative review saying they fucking added their own tip and then tried to trick me into leaving them a double tip. I'm never going back there again, and I highly recommend that you people don't either. Because, like, that's scummy, you know? Like, I fucking see what you're trying to do, alright? It's not like we had alcohol. And you know what? They really shouldn't be adding gratuities, right, to parties. Usually, like, places will have, like, we add a gratuity if your party is 6 or more, right? Right? Usually that's what it is. So, like, a gratuity added to a party of 2 is just sort of like, You know what I mean? So, all right, now that we finished this this line of thread all the way to the midpoint on the other side, we're just going to bring this back a few steps, like a few stitches, and then we're going to finish it on the other side, right? And this is going to, like, more or less cinch out the end or finish out the end. But yeah, like, they added a gratuity for a party of 2, where typically, like, you know, it's usually the type of thing that you do with parties of like 6+, right? And I understand like a gratuity on a party of 6+, although I still feel like they shouldn't just do that, right? If they're gonna make the gratuity mandatory, then they should just pay their employees a living wage. But I'm the weirdo who thinks that, right? I'm the weirdo who thinks people should get paid a living wage. Anyway. Hey, what's up, King of the Bandits? Should you get ice cream? Yes. You had a rough day. You have extra time to hate? That's fair. Just wake up all fucking angry and shit and be like, you know what though? Maybe if you stayed in bed a little longer, you'd be less angry at the world. I think that's how that works. And thank you. Yeah, so we bring it into this side. And usually what I typically like to do here is I actually like to finish the these ends, well, on the side that's darker, because we're going to burn the ends in order to like seal them, essentially. And if I do that on this lighter side, you'll see burn marks in the corner. And a lot of my earlier projects do have like burn marks because I sealed it on the inside because I was like, well, there'll be less abrasion. But it doesn't actually matter. It doesn't actually matter, guys. So we're gonna finish it on the outside, and the burning that we're gonna get from using a thread zapping tool is actually not gonna be. I should even use my. You know what? Screw it. We could use the lighter here. I'm gonna play with fire, ladies and gentlemen. Fire, fire, fire. That's my butthead impersonation. Just kind of melt it in there a little bit, and we press it down so it's flat. We do that for each one of these little things. We cut them down as much as possible, by the way. I probably should have mentioned that. And then, see, you can barely see them. And that's one side. We got to do the other side. You sent a photo of the curled hair? Wait, where? On? Oh, probably on the, wait, sent a photo. Hey, yeah, it looks pretty good. I feel like your boyfriend should be more thankful that you're, like, you know, taking the time, you know, to do these things, right? And I'm sure that it makes you feel good, right? I know that whenever I get like a nice piece of I was gonna say piece of clothing, but you guys thought I was gonna say piece of ass, you know, or something that makes me look more pretty. It'll make me feel good, you know. You would think that he would appreciate that more. I guess there's a reason. I guess there's a reason why you call him Twat Waffle. So, hmm. Uh, tip culture is stupid. Yeah, it's actually it's racist too. Unfortunately, like its origin is in how they would only tip um black servers because it was a way of looking down on them as people, which is like, like we should just pay people a living wage, right? I think that's just all that that needs to be said about that. We should pay people enough to fucking survive off their regular job. They shouldn't have to worry about like, you know, sucking up to people that like are legitimate pieces of shit, you know? And then there are people that just don't believe in tipping regardless. And, you know, like for them to have to deal with like a few of those types in an evening can be like devastating. You know, it could be the difference between them not even making rent, you know? So I agree. I wish that we didn't have to tip. I wish we could just like have these people be paid what they need to be paid to survive, to live. But also I'm like a huge proponent of universal basic income. So this feels less waxy. Did I order the correct one? Let me make sure that this even melts. Okay. Oh god, those laws are like so fucking dumb too. The ones that allow bosses to pay below minimum because they're supposed to get tips. Like you can't assume, right? You just can't. All right, there's wax on this. It's just a lot less than I'm used to from this brand. Okay. Oh my god, yo, why are you? I don't. I'm gonna say this. I don't think you should have to like put up with that. You know what I mean? Like I think despite Aisha's attempts, I think despite them, your haircut came out really, really nice. Although I think that is due in part to the fact that you took some ownership afterwards and made sure that that stuff was all good at the end, right? And ask what you mean. Yeah, I'm surprised you're still with Matt. I'm gonna say that. I'm surprised you're still with Matt. Even if they have like a giant jumbo monster wiener, you know? Or other reasons, right? You know? Maybe there's other good things about him. But like, holy shit. Some of these things are just like, wow. Uh, you know? My girlfriend knows that I cook, and I cook mainly because it costs me less, right? It's mainly a survival thing, but like realistically, I'd rather cook than like rely on takeout, especially because takeout's just like it's convenient and everything, but I also feel like too much takeout kind of ruins your taste buds. At least here, because like there's like takeout here is like really strongly flavored. Okay, so we're going to start from this side. We're going to go all the way around. And that's so that we don't have both ends of the stitching on the same side. So it ends up looking a little more symmetrical. So typically I only really have like restaurant food when I'm with her, right? But she never like expects me to like cook, you know, when she comes over. It's always like, you know, like she's never like expecting me to like do something. You know what I mean? I like this song. I do because, you know, like there's a lot of things that I want to do for her, and one of them is just like I think she eats too much crap. You know what I mean? Like too many instant things or too many like that's not good for you stuff. And I don't think she drinks enough water either. I should message her and tell her right now to drink some more water. I should drink some more water. Oh, well shit then, Jenny. I feel like I spend a lot of time here telling people to like dump their significant other. I'm not going to name names, but I feel like I've told a few people on this channel, yeah, you should dump that person. And like realistically, that's like 100% up to you. You know, like, and my advice is usually not the best. I will admit that. Pull that all the way through. And you know, like hindsight's always going to be 2020. But my honest opinion is that when I and this is just going to be like a weird sort of segue. When I left my abusive ex, inadvertently one of the best things I ever did with my life. But you know, we don't really know that we're in there until like we have, I guess, hindsight to go like, what? They used to do shit like that. Oh my god, I didn't realize that that was like fucking toxic. You know, or that was fucking like just pig headed or stupid or you know like I don't like to use the term stupid, but fucking derogatory or you know. That said, you deserve to be respected more. We're at this point where, since the thread is so long, it keeps getting looped around this thing. Oh, that's right. That's right. You told me that before. I've completely forgotten. I'm sorry. You're right. That's his rule too. That's not even your rule. That's fucking his rule, right? Let me double check. Yeah, I think you said that's his rule and not yours. Which, like, realistically, that's also very controlling, right? It's just like, fuck. What was the show that I was watching? It was like years and years and years ago. Oh, I think it was Seinfeld of all things, where George wanted to break up with this woman, and she was just like, no. And he's like, well, what do you mean no? It's like you can't just break up with me. You need both people's permission to break up with one another. It's like turning the keys for nuclear launch. And so his idea to get out of it was that he was going to cheat on her to get out of it. And so he cheats on her, and then these women discuss it with each other, and they've decided, no, actually, you're going to be in a relationship with both of us. And so he screwed himself into being in a polyamorous relationship that episode, um, with two women that he did not want to be with. But like realistically, it's just like you only need one person to make that decision, right? Um, and I feel like that's way too controlling of him to say like, oh, we're not making that decision until after tax season, because that's just like what we're trying to defer it. It's not like he's doing anything to try to keep you, right? Like realistically, the whole like, where's dinner? Hey, Toots, where's dinner? You know, uh, it's like I don't know. What did you make, fucking nerd? Because he tried dumping you at the end of the year. So the you know what's funny is the way that I got out of that abusive relationship with my ex was I think she was trying to pull a I think she was trying to like see if I would blink. So she was like, "We should break up," and I was like, "All right, fine." Right? And she's like, "Good, good, 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 good." We were both like, "Good, good, good." And then like you know like she's the one who's like now a week later trying to get back together with me, and I'm just like, nah. You know, like, "Hey, how's it going? What are you up to? How was your day?" You know, it's just like, fine. No, that's great. cool. You know, like I would give her like 1 or 2 word answers because like I wasn't interested in it. You know. Um. So what I'm trying to say is maybe sometimes letting them go is the best thing you can do for yourself. Right. Again, I'm not trying to pressure you to let this person go. Like maybe there's something that I'm not seeing that like makes them a great partner. Um, but like of these like past couple of things, plus the fact the other thing, right? The other thing where your friend had to get involved so that you can like get your thing done. Because he wouldn't. Like realistically, I just feel like a partner should be like, oh fucking, we could do this tomorrow. I'll take a day off. I'll just call in. Whatever. You know what I mean? I think that's what should be the response. Not like, oh, but like I don't want you to. Fuck. Who gives a shit what you want? You know what I mean? Like, this is not your body, it's my body. I just, for whatever reason, there's a fucking rule about this that you need to be involved. I'd be better off fucking single. Or with a fucking train ticket to, I don't know, California. He's used your dad for him to not go to work? Wait, for him to not go to work? He's used your father as an excuse? Because that's like fucking weird, right? Like, because one, no offense, the way that you've described your father is also like a bit of a twat waffle, right? That's number one. Number two, that's not his father. There's no blood there, right? Like, how is that? It's like, no, actually, I could see how that would be a thing, but also like, you're not close. You're not close enough. So he's essentially, I don't know. I don't. That one's weird. That one's weird actually because like your job. I mean, his job also doesn't need to know that. You know what I mean? So, and especially like I feel like if I side with the job, that's also incorrect, right? I don't think your boyfriend has the right to claim that, but I'm not. I also feel like I shouldn't side with his place of employment. You know what I mean? Because like I don't think it's ever correct to side with the place of employment unless like there's gross negligence involved on behalf of the employee. I'm gonna say this for someone who like whoops, as I bought my mic, not microphone, my camera. As someone who like just has not been able to find work, I don't understand why people, well, I do. When you're in there, it's just sort of like, but that's mainly because like it's too many hours slash days in a row. It really is. But like having a job is like perfectly fine. It's not something you should be like super, like grateful for, but like, like there's nothing. I feel like people complain a little bit too much about their jobs sometimes. I'm not losing hope for me finding a job, but I am losing hope in like in your significant other. You know what I mean? Like it's just like the more you tell me, it's just like eh, eh, eh. But it's also like I'm not in this partnership, right? Um so I'm like on the outside looking in and I can see it as a logic problem and relationships aren't built on logic, right? They never are. People get together like that, like have no reason to get together and it's just like, well, yeah, and then they shacked up and they had a kid. Okay. uh hmm Classic Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet, or Leonardo DiCaprio and whatever 19-year-old he's dating. They shouldn't be together, but they are. Hey, what's up, Sparkling Thunder? It does sound like a lot of the clients that you deal with, Jenny. Just and it's probably because of like their mental state and whatever. They sound like they're jerks, you know? They sound like they're jerky that jerky worky. Trying to rhyme it, but like that worky sounds like they're doing work and they're not. What mistake do you keep making? Do you keep like looking for like your mac and cheese, realizing it's not there, going to make another thing of mac and cheese, popping it in the microwave, only to see that there's a thing made of mac and cheese, and then you just walk away from it with neither mac and cheese, and then be like, "Where's my mac and cheese?" What the fuck is that from? You were called a. I mean, like, I don't think you deserve that, right? I don't, regardless of the situation. But you know, like, I think you've mentioned some of your some of the people that you help are not like in the best mental state. You know, I still don't think it's correct for them to do that. What you should do is get a rolled up newspaper and you bop them on the nose. I'm kidding. Don't do that. That'll probably actually cost you your job. Don't do that. Giving a hostess your contact info. Are you trying to flirt with them? I mean, it's only a mistake. If you got no game. I don't know. I've never hooked up with a hostess. I'm sorry. I got nothing for you. I got nothing for you. Solid. But yeah, Jenny, just keep a rolled up newspaper around at all times, and wind it up every time. Every time someone trying to start something. Know what I mean? Know what I mean? Be like, you don't want none, you don't start none. Don't do that. Violence is not the answer. Even though it looks really cool in movies. Sorry. God, movies make violence look so cool though. I watched the first 3 John Wick films on my stream service, which I'm not gonna name by name because hashtag not sponsored. And holy shit, those are some good films. I feel like I missed out by not seeing them in theaters. There are some weird things in it, like how it does feel there's a lot of times where somebody kind of like puts their arm up to swing, but like they kind of wait until he turns to them before they do anything, and then he just grabs their arm, and it's like, you know, he could have just died there, but that person hesitated. End up fighting. What the hell? Well, that doesn't necessarily sound fun, but I don't know. I got nothing else. Yeah, I got nothing else. Sorry. I guess Boom Boom's nice. The rest of it sounds not great though. Why do they expect you to bartend? Listen, I don't know about you. I don't know how to make a Long Island iced tea. I never learned. I used to date somebody from Long Island and I never learned. I think dating that person from a Long Island is how I learned that Long Island iced teas contain no iced tea. Some of y'all are getting ads. I'm sorry. I shouldn't continue. How long have we been on? 2 hours. Okay. I'm trying to think. I think that the music's like 2 hours long. Is this the send off song for the audio? You just keep looking up things on Google as to how to make drinks. Oh God, like, what are you doing? You should be making my drink. What are you doing? Oh, this is like 2.5. Okay. Welcome back, everybody. Sorry about the ads. It's all an ad blocker. What? Who said that? I would be too apprehensive, I guess. I don't know. Not apprehensive. What's the term? Nervous, realistically, to like look up things while I'm on the job. Granted, when I was like a lab technician at my old college, I guess I used to do that all the time. I was just like, I don't know how to fucking do that. Let's look that shit up. How do you set up a 4D model space and blah, 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 blah? That's a good question. All right, so we're going to push F2 for the help menu, and we're going to type in exactly what you just said, because I have no idea what those words you even... I don't know how to spell them. Then you learn something. I did have a professor that would just do that, too. So I guess what I learned was acceptable incompetence. You've never tried the spicy ones? Don't. I mean, do if you like spicy. Like, I know Mirage fucking loves spicy, right? I know Mirage will like fucking he'd douse his tongue in gasoline and set it on fire if he could. Oh yeah, John too. John also likes spicy stuff. I will say this. I like spicy things, but I have a fucking limit, right? I know my limits, and I know that I don't want to like injure myself. You know? That's why these days, like, my appreciation of spicy has come down more to what's the flavor that's with the spicy? You know what I mean? There's this place, or rather this street cart in Manhattan called the Halal Guys, and they're known for having like a really good halal plate, but they're also known for having like an atomic level of spiciness to their hot sauce. I remember the first time I ever had it, I was about to douse my fucking plate in it, and my ex rather, was like, "That stuff's really spicy." And I was like, "Oh, I like spicy." She's like, "No, it's like really spicy." So I was like, "All right, fine." I'm glad I took her advice and I did like a few drops. That shit fucking kicked like a goddamn mule. I was just like, a few drops, and suddenly it was just like, oh, this fucking tastes like a chemical burn. What the fuck's going on in here? I hate. I'm gonna say this. I don't like when cinnamon gets co-opted into spiciness, right? Because I love cinnamon, and that does remind me I gotta buy cinnamon. I love cinnamon. I love it so much. I put that shit into my French toast. I love Cinnabon, even though it looks like a cinnamon cake covered in fucking jizz. You know, I'll eat that shit in public. I'll have my face covered in that fucking white frosting. I'll be like, "Ah, Jesus Christ, just come on my face one more time, Cinnabon Daddy." I don't actually say that in public. I'm sorry. But you know, like, I love cinnamon. I love cinnamon. Hey, Tato, how you doing? How's your weekend been? Did you get your internet back? I saw that your ISP decided to fuck with you. Did you get your internet back? But yeah, like, I don't like Big Red. I don't like the existence of Big Red because I don't like to think of cinnamon as like spicy. I like to think of it as like, I don't know. This is just a me thing. It's like, as a child, cinnamon's always been like a good sweet thing, you know. My mom and you know, like, I have pleasant memories of my mother making me cinnamon toast when I was a kid, you know, stuff like that. And fucking can't co-op cinnamon into spiciness. God damn it, it's illegal. It's not actually illegal, but it's still. Wait, what did Daddy Elon do? But I love cinnamon rolls, and like, you know, I live by myself, but I would make cinnamon rolls, like the Pillsbury ones. Hashtag not sponsored. I would, but I know I shouldn't, because I know that I'll either, I you kind of have to make the whole tube. You can't just make half of it, right? And I know that I'll just eat the whole fucking thing by myself because I'm just a fatty. I may not look very fat from the tits up, right? But holy shit, Oh, that's snagged onto the button here. Just let go, let go. There we go. There we go. We're making what's called a clutch wallet. Some people call it a lady's clutch wallet, but I don't think it needs to specifically be gendered. If you like a clutch wallet, you like a clutch wallet. Besides, they for like years, there's been this other type of wallet that's been considered for guys called a roper wallet, and it's just a clutch wallet without the snap. It's like, come on, who are we fucking kidding? All right. What the fuck? You have two internet. Oh, does he own Starlink? He does. That's right. Cinnamon flavored jelly bean. Oh, I'd snort those like cocaine. Getting off spool? No, I didn't, John. I did not hear about that. He's getting charged with 16 charges of Although, to be fair, a couple years back, I went to my local convenience store. I bought all of the Nair that they had there, and I replaced it with my ejaculate, and then I returned them all. And so now I have a bunch of kids. I'm kidding. That's a joke. That's a joke. But also, like, that would literally make me the Joker. Like, I just, there's nothing more chaotic and irresponsible than doing that. I'm sorry. That's a terrible joke. That's a terrible joke. It's a terrible joke. You can't prove that it was me either. Can't prove nothing. He's looking at 60? Ugh. Ugh. I mean, like, there is something, like, terrible about, like, that, right? Like, it's just, it's irresponsible. If he has, like, any, you know, like transmissible STIs, you know, he's I don't know what. No, you know what it is? Whenever, like, God, I don't want to generalize, but whenever, like, a dude does, like, any of that type of stuff, it's always like, they did what? Excuse me? Like, it's always, like, above and beyond. It's always, like, above and beyond. Like, they were trying to get extra credit somehow. You know, it's just like, oh my God. If you committed this much effort to your fucking doctorate, you know? But no, you devised this fucking devious plan on how to fill fucking produce with your body fluids. Christ. Jesus Christ. Ah, that's disgusting, dude. I think that person needs help. I think that person needs help. Like, legitimate, like, fucking, whoopsie, what are we doing? I skipped the stitch. So we're stitching together this wallet, and it's basically, so, like, it's almost like 2 to 3 feet, linear feet of stitching. So it's like a good, like, hour and a half of just me going, like, needle and hole, needle and hole, needle and hole, needle and hole, you know? And I actually, like, I don't plan on getting a stitching machine. Because, one, I don't like the quality of work that you get from, like, stitching machines and everything. I gotta, as soon as I finish this, I'm like, man, I am behind on shoutouts, by the way. I probably should have, like, taken the minute to, like, do them during the Bean Boozled thing. Whatever. God, I'm so behind on everything. I'm behind on this. I should have taken care of this, like, a month ago. And now I have, like, this other one that I want to do, and it's like, I want to do this clutch wallet, and I want to do the other cute wallet. And then come on, why am I like this? And part of me wants to actually redo that wallet so that I get, like, new hardware for it, actually, and redo this wallet so that this has new hardware. I poked myself. Of course I didn't break the skin. My God, though. It's a good thing I don't shop at Safeway. That's all I'm going to say. Hashtag not sponsored. Or hashtag not sponsored by Safeway's competitors, I guess. Oh, God. I just think it's weird whenever somebody does something to ruin things for other people, right? Not even a couple years back, it was during the pandemic, where some irresponsible, I think they were a teenager, decided they would like lick the soy sauce bottles at the local, it was a sushi conveyor belt sushi restaurant, and then they broadcast that shit on the internet because fucking, I don't know, fucking stupid, I guess. Oh my god, I used to love Ferrero Rocher. It's so much sugar though. Like, those things are literally full of Nutella. So if you like Ferrero Rocher, you're gonna love Nutella if you've never had that. Um, but yeah, they're just like, it's just like, oh yeah, would you like Nutella, but like eating it by the spoonful? I mean, the obvious answer is yes. Um, the obvious answer is yes. Sorry, I that through there. Ah, God, I kind of hate how much I like Nutella. I like sweets too much. I really do. And I do try to like not indulge in them too much. Not because I'm worried about like my health or anything. Although there was a period of time where I was consuming way too much soda, to the point where like my sweat actually became particularly acidic, and like I was actually corroding jewelry. Um Like, that was bad. After I finished university, I stopped drinking soda. I went cold turkey. I started working out hardcore. I got super skinny actually because I didn't know that you were supposed to consume a lot more protein. So I went down from like 2 something to like 146. Oh, I like to sleep. Stretch a little bit. And I cut out soda entirely. I used to drink like a liter a day. When you cut out like sugar, holy shit, everything tastes so much more vibrant. And I haven't like cut out sugar entirely, but like it was just like, my god, I went from like a liter of soda a day to like no soda, and everything just started tasting better. um God, I I'm actually, I don't think there's any places I can get a Cinnabon. I'm tempted to ask the girlfriend if she wants to go with me and be fatties and get a Cinnabon. You use it on your waffles. Oh my god. So when I first started living on my own, the first thing that I bought for myself was a waffle maker. Like, I knew how to make French toast. French toast is easy. It's just you make the batter and then you fry it in butter, right? So I was like, I need more. I just, I personally love breakfast foods, right? And so I got a waffle maker, and whoo, the only thing that prevents me from making waffles every day is just being too lazy to make the batter. Because my ass will use like, I have like a maple syrup here, or I could do like the cinnamon sugar waffles. Oh god, I love carbs. I love carbs. I have a problem. I have a problem. I'm so glad I'm not a drug addict, because I would be so addicted to drugs. If my ability to resist carbs is of any, we're almost done with the stitching here, is of any indication, I would be like the best drug addict. Oh my god, I'd be such a good drug addict. Oh, I used to use the frozen ones, and then it was just like, well, I could just get the batter and pour it into the thing, and then I have a fresh waffle. Like, the frozen ones are fine, especially if like you just don't have the time. But if you have the time, you know what I mean? Oh, the fresh ones are so good. So good. High recommend. And like a waffle iron, not expensive actually. I think I bought a cheap one on the internet. and I think I paid like $9. I think I paid like $9. It was sort of like an impulse purchase, but it was like the first purchase I made for essentially. I want to call it the house, but it's really for myself. This one's for daddy. No, I don't call myself daddy. Ow. But like, I don't know. It's not that bad. It's not that bad. I mean, like if you're gonna buy frozen waffles, like you buy like a few packages of frozen waffles, it's almost the same thing, right? I guess it depends on where you are. I guess it depends on where you are. I'm in North America, and like we have so much access to cheap consumer products that it's actually kind of bad, right? Like I go on and on about like how like it's not great that we have such ready access to all these cheap consumer products, but it is what it is. The internet's kind of ruined us. Let's see. I think two more. Hold on. I'm trying to do the thing that I did on the other side. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Okay, we're almost there. Oh yes, that sounds like a circle jerk. No, it's not. It's not. I'm sorry. God damn, Heather. That's actually a lot of points. I'm like now thinking about it. It's like holy shit. That is a lot of points. I have to add more stuff to it. To the store and um to the redemptions. Okay, here we go. Now that that's done, we can fire, fire, fire. Just singe off the ends, press them in there, right? Okay. So that's most of this done. We do have to do a line of stitching along here and a button here so that this can be closed. I do believe I have to sand this, right? I could probably get away with not sanding this actually. Bunch of waffles. Oh, BJ's. It's been a while since I've been to like a BJ's or a Costco. I don't have a membership to either. There is actually like a Costco near me. I remember the first time I saw BJ's, I was like, "Oh shit, what do they sell there?" Wait, hold on, hold on. Mind you, I was a fucking teenager and what we also call a goddamn idiot. But realistically, when you see a sign that big that says BJ's, gets the mind racing. There's a place in New York's Chinatown that used to have a sign that says New BJ, and I'm sure that the BJ is for like somebody's name, right? But like when I first saw that sign, I was like, "Excuse me, what is this that you have here? The New BJ? I don't think we can call it that." I've never frozen waffles that I've made. I didn't even think to ever do that. Thank you, Remy. I've never considered doing that. Huh. I guess I could like put them in a Ziploc. Realistically though, oh my god, there's so much gooder fresh. Alright, so I'm gonna draw a line around here with my wing divider to act as a guide for the stitching. Okay. And so typically what I do for this side is I actually just stitch around using the center as the point here, right? So I'm just gonna pop a hole in the center, Yeah, pop a hole in the center. Wait. Okay. I make my own patterns. I did make that a little bit too rounded or not rounded enough, so I can always fix that later. Hold on. Where's my all? You mean pizza? Wait, what? God, as much as I'm tempted to get an air fryer, I just don't want to clean that thing out. How is pizza in the air fryer? I've made pizza in the oven with a frozen pizza, and that's been fun. How is air fryer pizza? Do BJ's the restaurant? There's a BJ's the restaurant? I've never been to a restaurant called BJ's where they serve up BJ's. Oh God. I remember reading this ethnography of this woman who I think she went to Saudi Arabia with her husband, and she ended up getting this firsthand look at how women were treated in the culture, and it was one of the first times that anyone really got to document that. And so even though it was sort of like a I guess we're doing this too type thing, her research and her writing was very well regarded. But the thing that I remember the most out of the whole thing was that her name, they just referred to her as BJ the whole time because of her initials. And I was just like, oh no. You can't just call a person BJ all the time. People get ideas. That poor woman. Who would give their child the initials BJ? In this economy? It works surprisingly well. Man, I think I'm gonna say something a little radical here. I really like pizza. That's it. I didn't have much of a statement after that. That also reminds me, it's been a while since we've played Ninja Turtles. I don't know if I want to drag people out to play that. Right? It's just I just wish it didn't fuck with my stomach like it does, Just gonna make little marks with my stitching iron to indicate where we're going to be did I? Okay, so we're one back from here. Okay. Where I'm going to be you know what? I should actually just take these all the way through. Oh, let me not hit my camera. Haha. Let me move my microphone. I mean, me too, Sparkling Thunder. Use a toaster oven. Oh, I used to love using a toaster oven to reheat pizza from like day old pizza. That was my go-to. I think that's the end of the music. Hold on. Yeah, this is another one. Rainy Jazz Cafe. I don't want no jazz. Give me some more of that Persona, baby. There we go. I know it's the same thing. Did you know that Persona invented jazz, guys? I just found out about this, and my mind was blown away. The first professional jazz pianist ever was known as Joker. This is all just blatant misinformation. Please do not base your term project on anything that I've just said. It is not my fault if you get an F. Can I bring this one more? Yeah, I can. Wait, no, I can't. Yeah, it's too far in. Okay. I really like Persona 5, and part of me is worried though. I was talking about this earlier. How I've heard the series is like really good. Part of me is worried that like I won't enjoy the other ones as much. You know? Like I'm legitimately worried. Is this enough to do this, or should I just throw this out? Oh, this might be enough. I finished my first whole spool of thread. Let's see. Let me just make sure. Okay. Okay. That looks good, actually. So this is like a pretty big milestone. In addition to me having done this for like about a year. A little more than a year. And I do consider, if you've seen the purse, guys, I do consider that kind of like the term project, right? Let's thread this. I was telling everybody earlier how much anxiety they give me, Mirage. Not to do them, but to set up for them, because it takes me so long, and then like people ask me to like do them, and it's just like, guys, can you stop? I just like it's so much work, and 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 I hate setting up for them. Like I legitimately started setting up for stream at like 4 because I was like kind of behind. It just sort of happened. And so I was like, all right, it's 4. Shit. Well, I guess this will let me know how long it takes me to set up. And so I started setting up, and then like I had to keep like checking the camera, fixing the camera. At first didn't want to even connect. I didn't get to start streaming until like 4:35. And like that's not uncommon, which is the sucky part. But like my brain is immediately like, it's so much easier to just do this on your own time. You know what I mean? And you know, I said like when I was planning out the bag on stream, like I'm not gonna make that on stream. And I didn't. I made none of it on stream. You know, it's wait, no, let's do it from. Let's do it from this side. How is that wallet holding up, by the way? Let me know if anything happens that needs to be repaired. I will repair it. I don't know if I can I don't remember what thread I used on it. Sorry. My mind does not work very good. It is brain broken. But yeah, all of this like, and then I guess as a thing to do, right? It's a very slow, not slow. I could be stitching faster. I know I can stitch faster. I'm just doing it like this because one, I can't use my stitching pony on stream, but also two, like I guess I have to be more deliberate while I'm streaming, and I have to do it in front of me instead of like, what's it called? Closer to my face, I guess. I don't know. There's a lot of things, right? You know, I haven't played Smash Brothers in the longest time because I suck at platform fighters, right? But I was really surprised that he's in there. There, a lot of the added characters are just like, they added who? I was really surprised that they added Terry Bogard because I thought everyone didn't know what King of Fighters was, or Fatal Fury. I was just like, they added who? You know. Meanwhile, they didn't add Mai Shiranui. It was just like, that would bring in so many people if they added Mai. Okay. All right, and it's like, no, we can't add Mai. We can't add the booby lady. Ah, come on. Then you guys should also do Taimenen Asagi, which is a very popular phone game in Japan, and also porn. No, there's a lot of stuff that but like it did sort of open the floodgate, the weird stuff that they started putting in there. Did they ever add Tifa? I don't think they did, right? I know it's Cloud and Sephiroth are in there, and Sephiroth like stabs Mario and shit. Oh no, I'm getting bonked. I have a logo that's based on the King of Fighters, actually. I use it ever so rarely. Actually, when the stream is down, it shows up in the main screen. I could probably turn it on right now. Actually, I was fiddling around with the logos. Here we go. There's this one. We turn that off, and then it's this one. There it is. Based on King of Fighters '98. I remember the first time I played a King of Fighters game, I was like, "This is terrible." And then, like, as I came to appreciate 2D fighters, it was like, "Oh, this is actually really good." It's just I wasn't used to it yet. I mean, like all the female characters in those games are like meant to be cheesecake, right? Even Athena, who I think is like canonically 17 all the time forever. Although she's had her own games prior to that. Like there's a Athena platformer game. But I think she's like also just forever 17. Um and oh god, there's a few newer fighters that I remember being like, "Oh my god, that's that do I have a new thing for this type of lady here with the short hair?" Cuz like they added Vanessa and I was like, I think I like tomboys now. Yeah, yeah, I think I like redheaded tomboys. Angel, it was just like, I think I like bimbos now. I have no other words to describe Angel other than I'm pretty sure she's just ditzy. Um, it's for good boys and girls. It's for good boys and girls. You guys just want to fap. Oh, that's right. They did add her to Dead or Alive because that's where the bad boys and girls go. Can you imagine? Can you imagine? Every game that Team Ninja makes though is like it's very full of cheesecake, right? And you know, just like booby ladies. I remember the first time I played Neo 2, not Neo 1, Neo 2. Like you get to create your own character, which is different from 1. And so you know, you can make like whoever you want. And of course I made a lady, and of course there's a slider for boob size and it's just like, "Oh, crank that shit up." You know? You got to crank it up. You got to crank it. And then I was cranking. No, I wasn't. That's a joke. I was not cranking it. Um, but yeah, like I was just like, wow, they really let you do that. Okay. And then I think I was talking with Bellic and Zudi the other day, and we were talking about like how that game had a boob slider. Team Ninja later on goes on to make Wolong, which is like a Chinese um not history, Chinese myth version of like Neo, and there's just like a lot of booby ladies in that. Oh god, I don't know if you remember on the Dreamcast or for Dead or Alive 2 rather. Dead or Alive 2 had a toggle not just for boob jiggle, but you set your quote unquote player age, and it was just based. It was like a number between 0 and 99, and the higher you set it, the more there would be jiggle. And it was just like, I get it. I get it. I'm 99 years old now. I understand this. I understood the assignment. You know, you bought the bunnies. Is it like the Playboy bunny suits? God, that's been like a part of like anime weeb culture for like or otaku culture, I should say, for like the longest time. I think even like predating Daikon 3, was it? Where Hideaki Anno and the guys that formed Gainax did the preview, like this, not preview, the promotional video for it. Oh, Lego, 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 Lego. There we go. Oh shit! No, wrong way, wrong way, wrong way. I don't want that to snag there. There we go. Okay. This is actually kind of annoying here because like this is like a tiny little flap here, and I have to like move the whole thing just to do this one little bit of stitching. I gotta pee too. Maybe I'll finish the stitch and then go pee. You know what? Yeah, I think I'll do that. I'll do this and I'll punch the hole for the button. I won't affix the button because like that requires so much concentration. Now I should do that on stream just to show you how, guys, what that kind of looks like. Then I'll go pee. Then I'll do shoutouts. Then maybe I'll do the other project or start the other project since we're already here. But I did want to play some Ghostwire. But then Feels Dry, I don't know if Feels Dry is here. He wants to see me do the school. And I heard that the school is spooky. In DOA 1, I remember that the jiggle physics in that game were like it was almost like moon physics because they just floated down so slowly. I remember that. It was just like that game was silly. That game was silly. Later on games, like they really did get like a good handle on like how to make women look more realistic, but also like give you that extra like, oh yeah. I understand what we're supposed to be looking at here. Man, I keep losing fights here. What's going on? I keep getting distracted. Ah, and man, could I go for a glass of milk? What? Not the two pieces, just the one piece bunny suits. I think so. Like, what's funny about the one piece bunny suit is that like it kind of feeds into that less is more type thing, right? Where it's like you see less, so it lets your mind kind of like go to more places, you know, and like that enjoying. Well, how do I say this? The brain is like the strongest, most powerful erogenous zone. You know what I mean? Oh God, are you quoting music? Your money don't jiggle jiggle. Oh God, I they probably don't want to pay for that though. You know what I mean? They probably don't want to pay for that license. Who is that by? Is that by Drake? Like, I don't think they want to spend that kind of money. You know what I mean? They'll make their own facsimile of it. 俺のお金、動くないない。動くないない。I'm trying to say it in Japanese. I'm sorry. 俺のお金、動くないない。でしょ? What's the rest of this shit? 動くない。お前、踊るのみたいですね. Sorry. My Japanese is like really bad too. So like I'm probably saying it wrong. In fact, my ex used to tell me like I didn't say things right, but it was fine cuz she understood. Kind of backhanded. It's Louis Theroux. That can't be right. Isn't Louis Theroux like a Renaissance thinker? He raps. That can't be right. I'm pretty sure Louis Theroux is like a. I like how I start typing in Louis and the autofill is Vuitton. Louis Theroux. British American journalist and presenter? What? That's the thing. all you can do is like just practice, right? Because like it's one of those things that I like to say this now. It's not practice makes perfect. It's practice makes progress, right? And learning another language, especially one as complex as like any of the ones that require learning characters, holy shit, that's a journey. That's not a destination. And I will say this, even the people that like are native speakers, they don't learn all those fucking characters. The younger generations actually hate the use of kanji too, except for like I guess really people that are like super traditionalists, right? Because like kanji kind of sucks. Imagine needing to learn like a character for a book and then needing to learn a character. No, wait, it's two characters for magazine, right? And then like, what was it? Another set of characters for periodical, but not magazine or newspaper. And then having some of these characters sort of occupy weird spaces in the language, like what was it? Taisetsuna. The characters that comprise that character, Taisetsu. It's like big cut, but that means important. It's weird, you know. My ex hated kanji. And there's been a lot of like people wanting to get away from kanji, especially younger generations, because it does feel superfluous, right? It does feel like you don't really need it. All right, so we bring that back a little bit, and then we can just snip these down as short as possible without going over along the back, and just melt those edges down and kind of press them in there. Melt those down, push those in there. There we go. All right. We don't need the lighter anymore. Put that over there, but we do need a hole punch. Where's my? It's the 3.5. All right, hold on. Actually, let me clear up some of these things, or at least not lose my needles. Because I'm working in my room, right? So if I lose a needle, then that means it's probably somewhere in my carpet, and I do not want to step on that later. Okay. This is my first tube. I should probably just throw this out. I mean, my first used up tube of thread. Calligraphy is like its own thing too. My current girlfriend and we were like doing calligraphy in a Chinese goods store because they had like one of those things out for the tourists to sometimes buy. And like I noticed her stroke order was wrong, and I was like, "Your stroke orders weren't wrong." And she was like, "I don't care. Nobody cares." I was like, "But it's wrong. You gotta go top to bottom, left to right." Let me make sure that's right. Yeah, that's about right. Okay, punch a hole there. Okay, hole punched. Because in order to get like everything correct, stroke order actually matters, right? And then like on top of all the little micro movements that you need to make while doing calligraphy, it's a lot, you know. I agree, it does look nice, but I guess it's kind of like Western calligraphy. That's also very complex, you know. Um, here's my snips. All right, Retro, you have a good evening. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for sticking around. You take care. We'll be here. We'll be here. I'm doing a snaps here, right? So what is this? Okay, it's this part. And I think it's this part, right? Yeah. I think it's this part. This song kind of drags, doesn't it? But yeah, you have a good evening, okay? Or a good day. I will catch you next time. Don't forget to drink plenty of water. In fact, now's probably a good time for me to have a little bit of water. Even though my bladder's about to go. Wait a minute. Did I punch this out a little bit? I think I did. Yes. Okay. I should make a note in my instructions that this needs to be actually because there's not a lot of clearance here in these. So I actually recess this a little bit. So what I typically do in order to recess it is I use the hole punch on the same side. Hey, what's up, Tay? Aw, thanks for saying hi. How's your day been? Yep, shit. Yeah, let's set this to the 4-5. Yeah, how's your day been? Were you streaming much longer after I headed out? It looked like you were getting kind of sleepy, kind of eepy, you know. All right, so usually I just do a little bit in here, just a little, just a little. I said just a little. Just a little. The hell was that sound? No, Tay, don't do that. Why? Why would you do that? I'm just gonna blow it on cocaine and hookers. I'm kidding. I'm not gonna actually do that. Those girls deserve a living wage too, but I'm not gonna blow it on cocaine and hookers. Thank you though, Tay. But please save your money. I'm not like the best person to be spending money on. All right. I'm just gonna I don't know. I keep trying to advise people to like save their money. You know what I mean? It's very sweet of you. Thank you. You weren't sleepy. Saucy. I mean, you were playing with randos, and like that's one of the things that I hate, you know, about like matchmaking systems in game. It's just like, oh yeah, you could play with like you could always get new groups, and it's like you get a group with a bunch of people you don't know, and nobody wants to communicate. Everyone's trying to possibly just do dailies, and or might just be assholes, right? Or you know, like they just have like a bunch of like not great groups, and they're just as they're getting salty about it. And it's like it felt like there wasn't good like teamwork going on, you know. And it's like All right, so usually I cut out a little bit in there, and then I just kind of rip it out here. None of this will be visible. And I know it looks a little sloppy. I probably should have like cut a hole out prior to gluing this down. And now that I look at the other one that I've mostly gotten to this part too, I realize I'm gonna have to do the same thing there. Haha. Cool. But this is supposed to snap onto there, right? Yes. Okay. Please let go. Please let go. Oh no. Oh no. Let me get this. All. Come here, all. God, it doesn't make sense. Oh, there we go. Okay. All right, so that means that this goes on this side, and then this goes on this side, and I have to gingerly tap this in because I usually put too much pressure on here, and then like ruins everything. This is actually really hard to do, guys. You had adult liquids. Oh God, that'll do it. Actually, no, we're good here. We're good here. Don't worry, Tay. I know what I'm doing. He said, not knowing what he's doing. So this part is just like we have to flare. The way that these buttons are set is essentially there's like this tube here, and we have to flare it out on this side. Oh, that's right. I never use this thing here. I'm sorry. I have a replacement. I've never used that there. Hold on. All right. So, as you may have noticed, I have like a bunch of these are called conchos, right? And I what I like about them is how substantial they kind of look and feel, right? And for this type of wallet, the clutch wallet, I like to use these to kind of like add a bit of personality to them, right? Like this one's like, oh, this is actually perfect for the Year of the Dragon. It's like this giant dragon concho, which is a little blurry because it's too close to the camera. Anyway, these are actually really easy to install, although you do have to be mindful of whether or not they, I don't think I'm gonna have to stream the other thing, the other wallet. So I guess that'll be for next time on Dragon Ball Z. Rest in peace, Mr. Toriyama. God damn. So sorry, I made myself sad for a second there. Usually, and this isn't like a permanent thing because it screws in, and so as a result, you can change them whenever you want to. I like to put like one in there as a static, just to kind of like show off what it is. But I will be finishing. Hey, welcome back, Ryan. Did you finish your workout? I will be taking it out when I do finish the edges because there has to be. I have to do some power sanding on here, right? The stitching chisels. Uh-oh, are you gonna muscle in on my business, sir? I don't need this. I don't know why this anvil's out here. That's considered an anvil. Oh, magnetic. So yeah, a few things we do here, right? This screw holds this in place, and I like to use the screw down conchos because I don't trust the other ones that you have to, what's it called? There are the kind that you can like hammer in. Oh, this is a little big, isn't it? Come on, go in there. 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 There we go. I think we're connected. I think we're connected. Okay. Shit, we're not connected. We're not connected at all. You did your neck. You have neck workouts? You have to be careful with those, dude. Please be careful when you do neck workouts, right? Because like it's very much a sensitive. I don't know if that's the correct term, but it's very easy to hurt your neck, and you don't want to hurt your neck. You know what I mean? Did I get it? I did get it. It's a little big. This one's a little big. Maybe I should switch for a smaller one. I probably shouldn't have put that in. Oh, that actually lined up pretty well, actually. I usually like putting the smaller ones on. This one's kind of big. So the concho allows you to kind of like cover this button up with a big old button like that. There we go. And that's it. That's the clutch wallet. That's the latest clutch wallet. There's some stuff that I will have to do off stream. I will have to sand around all the edges, right? And then I will have to apply Fiebings black edge coat, hashtag not sponsored. It's just the brand of edge coat that I trust the most. To after I sand this all down flat and smooth, I apply 2 layers of this with a bit of light sanding between them. And then after that, I apply, hold on. God, it's 8:30. Holy shit. A bit of tokonole, which is this is like that's the actual name. I don't even know what the origin of this stuff was. I used to think it was like a some other material, but like it is a loan word. It's you know, tokonole, right? It's a loan word according to this. But this stuff's made in Japan, and it's a great way to give your edges like a nice, slick, glossy look, right? And it's good on raw leather too, right? Like I don't necessarily have to do the edge coat, but I like to do the edge coat, but because I feel like it creates a nice marriage between the materials, and also serves as like a dividing line. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's the ladies' clutch wallet. I know we have so much crap out. I'm sorry for stemming from muscles, if anything. Well, okay, good. So long as you're careful, right? Because it is like, you know, I'm not gonna say it's easy to hurt yourself, but like you know, like if you're not careful, you can like, you know. Maybe I should have made this bigger. Maybe this is probably the more correct one to use because this is like a little bit smaller. I didn't realize this is so big. You dip because you gotta wake up. Dude, you have sweet dreams, okay? Have a good night. Have sweet dreams. Have sweet dreams about Jesus. No, I'm kidding, not Jesus. You fucking crazy. What's wrong with me? let me switch this out. I want to show this with the smaller, more proportional. I think that this is like too big actually. A more proportional concho on there. But yeah, you have sweet dreams, dude. Let's see. Key lime pie. Have you ever had key lime pie? Oh man. This is the concho that I got from my mom because I thought it was like nice and edgy. It's just the skull with a Native American headdress. I hope that's not cultural appropriation. Probably is. Which means I'm going to hell. Key lime pie. It's like this. It's like a very tart. Not very. I guess it depends. Lime flavored custard in like a pie. I think it's a custard. Watch. Watch. Somebody will correct me. It's actually more of a ganache. Actually, is it a ganache? It might be more of a ganache. And we like to center this a little bit, like on this side. On this side more, because when it gets flipped over, it looks better. Okay. Yeah, this is more proportional. And we tighten it with the screw. I prefer using screws instead of like punch studs and rivets. But I know that rivets, like good rivets, are like pretty hard fast. You just put that on there, and then, damn it. Come on, you were like super tight like a minute ago. Did I ruin this thing? I could replace it, whatever. There we go. Okay, that's the wallet. There we go. Ladies, sorry, not ladies. A clutch wallet done and dusted. Follow me for more things that I hate about myself. And also my inadequacies.